Oh, shoot.
Haul out the holly.
How long has my Christmas tree been off? How do I do this again? Hey everybody, Rocktimus Prime here, back with a proper video. Not a G1 video, not a rant or a ramble video, but a proper review. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I apologize for keeping you guys waiting so long. I have money now, that I didn't have while I was at school. Money to buy really awesome things, like the title of this video suggests. I love this thing. This is Legacy Armada Universe Optimus Prime. And he is probably, not even probably, he is, oh, that made a huge difference. He is by far my favorite figure that I've gotten this year. Just the amount of Armada love that we're getting as an Armada fanboy, as you can tell. Yes, I am a huge Armada fanboy, and to see the amount of Armada love that we're getting at the moment is just like peak top tier. Like we're good. Like I still haven't gotten the Armada Megatron. I do want to get an Armada Megatron at some point, just to see how he compares. This guy really sets the bar high for what to expect out of Hasbro going forward. The articulation, the construction, the stuff that they're able to cram into this figure is just insane. It is levels of complexity that I thought were long gone, like not even existing anymore. This is him in his truck mode, and he looks absolutely fantabulous. As you can see here, he's got nice detailing. He's got the gold fist sticking out, but I think that might be just because, and that's kind of how the old toy was, so I'm not too upset by that. I adore this figure. Everything about it is just, it takes me right back to like my nostalgic childhood. So now I actually understand what G1ers feel when they get excited about a brand new figure of Hoist. So continuing on in the details, it's just absolutely fantastic. I love the clear window, and it's just Armada Prime, but modern. And that is exactly what I want from an Armada Prime. Now for accessories, he is limited and also has a lot of things I wasn't expecting. For starters, he has this really cool gun. It's very black, so I'm not sure how much detail you'll be able to see. There we go. But it's very reminiscent of the G1. Listen to me.
Strike that.
But it is very reminiscent of his gun from Armada, and it is just, oh, it's huge. It's huge. It's so cool, so nicely detailed. It didn't come with any blouses or anything to put in here that I can remember. Not that it really needs them, just saying. And as most Primes, he comes with a trailer. This trailer makes me smile so much. I absolutely adore this trailer. It doesn't have rolling treads like on some versions of Prime, but it is actually really nice for what it is. You got really nice Autobot logos there. You got the sides here, you got the insides with the missiles and stuff, and the stuff that this trailer can do is absolutely insane. Instead of, oh, click. In addition to just being a massive trailer, it's also a weapons platform, and it is the legs of his super robot mode. We'll get to that. It is really cool that that still retains that play feature. You can bring down these little things on the sides to have, you know, mounted, you know, just so it'll stand. Now there is this slight groinage, I guess, back here you could say.
Muzzle your nonsense, imbecile!
It's no worse than on the Armada one, and if it really bothers you all that much, you could just take the gold piece, rotate it on the double hinge, and fold it up. So it kind of disappears. Or if you don't even want to go that far, just take it, twist it around. It's gone. But let's move on to some size comparisons in vehicle mode, shall we? Here we have Legacy Armada Optimus Prime with Legacy Hotshot. It's absolutely fantastic. Come on, Hasbro, give us red alert. Cybertron Prime from Power of the Primes, I think, with Armada Prime. This is all I could remember how to transform. The rest of it's over there. And Gamer Edition Megatron. See, he's about, I think this guy is either Leader or Voyager. So he's about that scale. But Megatron doesn't come with a whole freaking trailer. Transformation on this guy, pretty cool. It's basically just the original transformation, but ratcheted up slightly. And look at how fantastic this guy is. He's absolutely incroyable, as the French say. If they don't actually say that, I got that from Incredibles. I don't know.
Are you insane?
But anyway, this is just a fantastic toy. So detailed and so screen accurate. Because let's be honest, the one we got in actual Armada was not very good in terms of posability, in terms of screen accuracy, but this guy looks like he has leapt right off of the animation cell and into your hands. Now I know I say that kind of a lot, but that is usually true. For comparison, here is, I think they're called Robot Masters from Takara, and this is Armada Prime, and this was the most accurate version I'd ever had in my hand until I got this guy. And even compared to the deluxe figure that we got, I think this is Universe, a few years ago, this one just blows it out of the water. This one's still slightly more posable, but this one's not as floppy. Now there is one final accessory hidden on Prime, and that is he has the Armada Matrix in his chest.
Dull surprise!
It's so cool. You just open this little tab on the chest, and it's kind of hard, but inside you have a whole bunch of really cool details and the Matrix itself, which is removable. And like super cartoon accurate. I'm really impressed. Now let's go over the articulation of this guy. Head is on a ball joint. You get a nice wiggle waggle here. You can look all around. He doesn't have the muttering faceplate thing that they did in the original Armada toy, so yeah, swings and roundabouts really. His arms are fully posable. They're on a swing hinge there and a swing hinge there that go up about that far. He has a double jointed elbow, which is really nice. But his hands are swivels. But unless you like put his gun in his hand, it's kind of hard to move the wrist. And really even then the wrist only moves so far. But that is due to the sculpt of this guy. He is not really meant to do the gigantic anime poses that they put him in the cartoon. He has no waist movement, no waist rotation to speak of. He does have a slight but that's mostly because the plastic in here is untabbing itself and not clicking together properly and everything. Legs are fully articulated. They go up that far. They go back that far. So pretty much the same as the original Armada toy. But the butt flap is posable. So you can get it out of the way and then you can come back. So that's up to you. You do have a knee bend, which is really nice. You get that nice stair-stepping motion. And then you do have a really decent ankle tilt. It can go full, breaking his ankle so there's nothing here. I think you know what I'm going to say about the robot mode. I absolutely love this robot mode. It is everything I wanted from an original Armada Optimus upgrade, like 20 years later. It is fantastic. The only issues that I do run into are sometimes this chest, if you're messing around with the legs, will come untabbed. And that's because the legs technically run all the way up into his chest. So that whole gray bit, the legs run from like here down. So his chest is tabbing into the legs. And as you can see, if you don't have it just right, it's not gonna stay. So that is one kind of minor annoyance about this toy is I don't know if I have something misaligned or mistransformed, because after you futz with it for a little bit, it will stay, but it is very, very temperamental. Sort of along the same lines are the legs. Now, the legs are nicely posable individually, but if you want to get any of like the rotation that I forgot to mention, or the outwards ball movement, it is a little bit tricky to get the hip skirts to allow you to do that without looking completely ridiculous. And to be fair, this is a really hard figure to pose because he has so many skirts. Now, he can't do the full hold his hands together and shoot the thing out like you can in the show, but you can kind of approximate it. You know, when he does like the full rainbow blast kind of thing. You can kind of get him to do that. He's nothing like Naval Commander, but that figure has its own issues. This one hasn't broken. That one did. This one hasn't broken yet, caveat. These side smokestacks are also removable, if you want to. So he can hold them, or you can mount them either side, but I'm assuming this one-handed. You can mount them on the gun if you want to. I mean, it's your toy. Display it how you wish. I prefer to keep them on the side. Just keep it kosher. Let's get the big boy out. One thing I also wanted to mention is like inside here, this is underneath the matrix chamber. Just look at all that incredible detail. You have like a little chomper thing there. Like that's maybe where his spark is. I have no idea, but it is super, super well detailed. Well, and all sorts of new things today. This rotates. No idea. I'm transforming him into his super robot mode. He has upper arm swivels too. Who knew? Holy cow, guys. That transformation from a kind of unassuming little tank of a trailer to a super robot. Oh, it's just so much fun. Like, I have to put this guy on a shelf. Otherwise, I want to play with him all the time and I'll get nothing done. Some would say that's all I do anyway. Can't say things like that. Just get a load of this beauty for yourself. Like, he is so good. The detail is immaculate. He's got all these gubbins and greeblies on him. It's just, he's a massive dude. It just is probably one of the best toys I've had in my hands in recent years. Like, the backpack's kind of a lot, but you can slim it down if you really wanted to. So, woo! So, really no harm, no foul, and even this comes down. If you wanted to, if you were running out of space, you could do that. Looks kind of silly, but if you have other figures in front of him, you're not going to notice. Articulation, pretty much the same. Head is on a ball joint. Get some nice looking around action. The head is incredibly detailed. I love the way it looks. The sculpt is fantastic. Arms do rotate all the way around, and they do come out that far, and they swivel. They also bend very stiffly, but they do bend. His fingers open on this hinge right there. So it's just these 3 fingers. Unlike on a lot of the other higher end toys, this doesn't slide in, but it already does so much, like, I'm not even bothered by it. Unlike Prime's regular mode, when you have him in super mode, he actually has, a waist joint.
Let's run through that again. Okay.
Unlike his regular robot mode, Prime actually has a waist swivel, but it's not where you think it is. Most people would expect it to be about right in there, but you have to turn the whole top cod piece with it. Just looks really weird. But he does have one. The legs on this guy go forward with a really nice ratcheting. Back, oh, smooth as butter. I could do that all day. It's quite nice. Very loud, very awesome ratcheting. Out to the side, not ratcheted. Kind of disappointing. He does have a swivel. Knee joints. Oh. He's got knees. Original Prime didn't have knees. This guy's got knees.
Bring on the mariachi band! That's not mariachi!
And a foot pivot that is thus. Here he is next to Naval Commander. Can you see me? Yeah, he is a lot lighter and a little bit smaller. But he also didn't cost nearly as much as this guy did. You could get 2 of these for one of him. And he's so heavy, and he broke. He broke on me, and I'm missing a piece. I just noticed. One of these rocket launcher pieces, I think, fell behind the bookcase. But here's how he looks next to Naval Commander. I love them both, but for me, the regular one's fine and dandy. He doesn't have the light up gimmicks. He doesn't have the opposable fingers. He doesn't have the same range of articulation, but that one's also not broken. Mine actually snapped off this piece here because the plastic is really thin. So for some more common comparisons, here he is next to Legacy Hotshot. You can just see how big he gets. Here he is next to the gaming series Megatron. And here he is with the Cybertron, more modern Cybertron leader, Optimus Prime. He dwarfs him, and I love it. I love both of these toys, but I love this one more. I actually know how to transform this one. This one can just stay on the shelf in super mode, and I don't even care. Problems in super robot mode? Not really all that many. I would like it if that little socket could slide into his hand, but it has to flip around and transform. The way that the feet become the hands is super clever. So like, I get it if it wasn't in the budget or they couldn't figure out how to make it work given all that it has to do. A design problem that this figure runs into quite a lot is you can't pose his arms, just like holding his crotch, like we're holding him like this. You can't pose his arms because it breaks the sculpting of his shoulders. So if you want to pose his arms, you have to like, you can't get any forward motion unless you break the sculpt of the shoulders. It's not great, but I do understand the need for it being there. Am I being a little bit biased because this is probably my favorite Optimus Prime? Maybe, but this is my opinion. This is my video, I can do what I want. Do I recommend him? Yeah, you knew that going into this stuff. I think he is a fantastic toy. I think any Armada fan would be proud to have him in his collection, or her collection, or their collection. And if you call yourself an Armada fan, or just a fan of toys in general, pick this guy up. He is absolutely to die for. So, I think that's all I can say. This has been Rocktimus Prime with Legacy Armada Optimus Prime, back in the saddle once again. Hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care, everyone.